Hello my friends, take my namaskar. This time we will discuss on the issue India's response to the present crisis in Bangladesh. This is the basic issue on which talk, discuss, and the name of the topic is Cry, India Cry, Ro Mere Bharat, Ro. I'm your host, Dr. Subrata, a scholar, a son of India. Now, as you know, after 5th August this month, the so-called second freedom in Bangladesh has taken place. But the situation of Bangladesh is still volatile, is still uneasy, uncomfortable. And it will take at least 6 months or more to settle down. But we will start in a different manner. Because in this whole affair, the Hindu Bengalis were tortured in different ways. And our question is, though it is very much emotional in nature, the question is why we have helped Bangladesh to get our freedom in 1971, just to see these things happening to our Hindu Bengalis. Do we help Bangladesh with so much cost, with so much sacrifice from ourselves, to see these days हिंदुस्तान ने क्यों बांग्लादेश की स्वाधीनता में मदद दी थी? यही हिंदू पे अत्याचार और निधन देखने के लिए, हिंदुओं के परिवार की लूट, बलात्कार, पिटाई और हत्या, यही दिन देखने के लिए. This question reverberates in me, and I know reverberates in you too. Each and every Indian nowadays, why we helped Bangladesh so much. The question is, what has taken place in the name of or aftermath of the 5th August this year? 205 occurrences have taken place in Bangladesh. Occurrences of torture, rape, looting of Hindu Bengalis' properties, raping women, and so on, including minorities, but mostly, particularly, Hindu Bengalis. To be very frank, we have got nothing to say. When they were breaking the great statue of their founding father, Mujibur Rahman, urinating on it, breaking it down, and so on. Only it was painful to see this, because at that time those lectures of Mujibur Rahman were, reverberating or echoing within me. Ebare Sangram, Muktir Sangram. Ebare Sangram, Sadhinatar Sangram. Struggle this time is for freedom. Struggle this time is for independence. Mujibur Rahman's famous speech. It was electrifying, and it was reverberating within me when those so-called students were breaking the statue, breaking it down. We have got nothing to say. I know in future these people won't answer and cannot answer the queries of those Mukti Yoddhas, those fighters who are still living. If they ask them why you did that to your founding father, they won't answer, I'm sure. No, but at the same time, I must say that we have got nothing to do. When they were just breaking the historical monument of surrendering Pak Army before General Jagjit Singh Arora, our Lieutenant General, Indian Army's Lieutenant General Jagjit Singh Arora. It was in 1971. We have got nothing to say. It was painful too. We have got nothing to say when they were breaking Tagore's statue, the composer of the national song, আমার সোনার বাংলা আমি তোমায় ভালোবাসি. It was wonderful, but they were breaking the statue of that composer, the Nobel laureate Rabindranath Tagore. We have got nothing to say. Still, we have got nothing to say when they were desecrating Bangabhavan and showing the inner garments of the Prime Minister. It was really very painful. But even then we have got nothing to say. But we have got something to say as Indians when they were torturing Hindu Bengalis and minorities, particularly Hindu Bengalis. They were raping, looting, giving fire to their properties and all sorts of nuisance to Hindu Bengalis. I already said that there were 205 incidents taken place of this kind of torture. Already more than 5 deaths. And it has taken place in nearly 52 districts of Bangladesh. This nuisance of torture and harassment to Bengali Hindus. But you can think that this is a very temporary affair. This is a sudden incident. It has nothing to do with their attitude. But to be very frank, the history of Bangladesh is so that since 1946 onwards, this torture on Hindu Bengalis were always taking place wherever there is a political turmoil. This time too, it has taken place in huge numbers. But why? What is the reason? There is no particular reason. Sometimes people say Hindu Bengalis' proximity with Hasina, Sheikh Hasina, and their Awami League is the main cause. But I don't think so. This attitude, particularly of certain evil Muslims in the name of religion, is always taking place in Bangladesh. It is rooted in their very existence, and particularly it is rooted in their very religion, to hate kafirs, to hate non-believers. So this is nothing new. And this gives an opportunity, this political turmoils give an opportunity to those evil-spirited people to harass, to kill, particularly to loot the properties of Hindu Bengalis. Most unfortunate, but this is true. Now the question is, what we have to do? Do we have anything to do? Yes, of course. It is our duty to help those Bengalis, Hindu Bengalis and the minorities. You can ask me why. After all, they are foreign nationals. I will say this is humanity's duty of the humanity. Secondly, we share the same history, DNA. Just before 75 years, we share the same history. And above all, the forefathers of those Hindu Bengalis fought for Indian independence. That's the brutal reality. They fought for Indian independence. Just to name a few. Do you know Masterda, Surya Sen? Do you know Priti Lata Bardada? Do you know name of Khudiram Bose, who sacrificed at the age of 17, who was hanged to death in British era? Then there was innumerable names, Bagajatin and all others. Visit any time to the cellular jail of Port Blair. See the list of those people imprisoned, tortured, killed, hanged in that cellular jail. You will be amazed to see most of the name came from Hindu Bengalis, and they were from East Bengal at this present moment, which is Bangladesh. They came from Bangladesh. So their forefathers helped Indian independence which we are enjoying. Of course we have got a duty. We have got a duty because India is a huge nation, neighboring nation, powerful nation. India is now the fifth economy, going to be the third economy. India is a strong leadership. India can do many things. And so it is our duty to help those Hindu Bengalis who are tortured in very many ways, to help them. Now the question is, what could be the help? That's a very important question. Well, we can ask Bangladeshi government whether they can protect Hindu Bengalis in every way. If not, India may offer their help. We will see how United Nations come to help Hindu Bengalis. But if this is not sufficient, very recently we have heard that Hindu Bengalis are getting together, raised a voice of a separate land, Bangabhumi or Durga Bhumi or something like that, a separate land for Hindu Bengalis. Because they are saying, they are claiming, and genuinely, that they belong to Bangladesh. They fought for Bangladesh's freedom. So why they will leave this country? More than 1 crore, 30 lakhs of people. Why? There is no reason. And what's the reason of receiving torture of Hindu Bengalis? Why? What's the reason? No concrete reason, no particular reason. And you're going to do that. But it becomes a practice to those able-minded leaders, able-minded people. And one thing more important, Hindu Bengalis and minorities in Bangladesh will never be safe, because today or tomorrow, Bangladesh will be an Islamic country. No one can stop that. Their very approach towards this interim government is so that they are more Islamic in approach than secular. And at the same time, secularism and Islamization or Islamic approach cannot go together. They are contradictory. So this country would be an Islamic country. There won't be any secularism, and Hindu Bengalis will always be at the receiving end. So we need to take care of these Hindu Bengalis and minorities. But we cannot give places to all these people. In India, it would be very difficult. Difficult in every way. The only way is to find out a place in Bangladesh, a separate place. As I said, as they have given the name Bangabhumi or Durga Bhumi, where minorities will be there, and security will be given by the Govt of India, military security or security in every way. The government will think over it. But this is a very good proposal. I know there will be a problem. I know the government of Bangladesh aren't going to accept it so easily. But this is the only proposal which can help both India and Bangladesh. And there will be peace in the region. If there won't be this kind of satisfying end, and if Govt of India does nothing to help those tortured, persecuted Hindu Bengalis of Bangladesh, we are sorry to repeat those lines. Cry, India cry. रो और मेरे प्यारे वतन रो. At one time we are propagating to the world that we are Vishwaguru. We propagate that we have got a culture of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. We propagate that we are a powerful nation. We propagate so much. But these propagation also needs, these preachings also need some duty. And I know we have got a strong leadership. He can do whatever he likes, particularly if that matters, the security and safety of Hindu people, of Hindus particularly. Because Hindus have got no other place to go. And India is their only place, only motherland, only place to reside, only place to have a sigh of relief. So before it's too late, the Government of India's attention should be more on it and should find out a nice way so that the tears of Hindu Bengalis and minorities won't come down more. Their mandis and idols are not to be desecrated, demolished. Because the situation of Bangladesh is still volatile. It will be so at least up to 6 months or more, till the result of the election declared, and there would be a settlement in a nicer manner. Otherwise, Bangladesh will still be in doldrum, unease, uncomfortable for nearly everybody, and particularly these Hindu Bengalis. India needs to do something. It's our duty. Otherwise, if you can't India, if you can't help those people, those frustrated, hopeless, helpless people of Bangladesh, Hindu Bengalis, what to do? Then cry, India cry. Ro, mere pyare watan, ro. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you.